Why did this happen? And what kind of world are we in where it's that kind of hate that you hurt the children?
Family. This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. 17-year-old Samiya Shelton-Tillman was a complete sweetheart. She was so laid back and so kind. Like most teenage girls, she loved all things girly. She loved keeping her hair done, she loved getting her nails done, and overall, just being cute. She was the oldest of 4 children. She had 2 younger brothers and a younger sister, and they all lived with her mother, 34-year-old Tanya Stewart, and her stepfather, but the biological father of her siblings, 40-year-old Cartez Daniels. Samiya and her family were super close, and she was especially close to her mother. They were basically twins. And although Cartez was not her birth father, she considered him her dad. He was the only father that she knew. He had been with her mom for over 15 years and had basically raised Samiya. Samiya was dating 17-year-old Byrion Montgomery. The two had met on her 15th birthday, and in the beginning, he was the perfect gentleman. He was very respectful to her and very respectful to her parents. He didn't drink, he didn't smoke, the family loved him. Tanya used to brag all the time about how lucky she was that her daughter found such a great guy, and he really became like a member of the family. But as time went on, red flags started to appear, like the fact that Samiya slowly began cutting off most of her friends. Byrion was really her only friend. He began isolating her, and whenever she tried to have outside friends, Byrion would want to know every single detail about their relationship. He also seemed to be around the house a lot. He was literally just popping up any time of day, even when he wasn't supposed to be there. He would just appear in the front yard or at the front door. He had become obsessed with Samiya, and that obsession drove him to do the unthinkable on March 5th of 2023.
Got on scene just a few moments ago, and as you can see, this is very much an active investigation. If we take a closer look, there are multiple rows of crime tape. Police have blocked multiple entries into this area right here. Well, we can take you to video of scene from earlier at 8:15. What we have learned from Bolingbrook police is they arrived to a home on the 100 block of Lee Lane near Monticello Circle for reports of a possible home invasion. And when officers arrived, they found 3 adults and a child shot. Police say, unfortunately, a man, woman, and a child have died. The 4th person, a woman, has been taken to a nearby hospital. No word yet on her condition. One mother we spoke with, who did not want to show her face on camera, said her son heard the gunshots as he was playing a video game.
My son was playing the game, and then he ran in the room and was like, "Mom, I think something happened to his friend." I said, why would you say that? He said he heard gunshot. They was playing a game, and then he heard gunshots go off, and then he didn't hear his friend anymore. And then about a minute later, he did hear like Bolingbrook Police Department, and then that's when we left out to come over here.
Certainly scary moments for neighbors here in this Bolingbrook community. Again, just to recap, the call came in at around 8:15 for reports of a possible home invasion. We are still waiting for more information, but back out live at the scene, police have not said if anyone is in custody or if they are still looking for a suspect. We'll be sure to bring you those updates as we have them.
The night of March 4th of 2023 was rough for Samiya. She had been up all night crying after finding out Byrion cheated on her. She broke things off with him and told him that their relationship was over. The next evening, on March 5th, while standing in the kitchen cooking Sunday dinner with her little sister and her mom, Samiya relayed the information to her mother. She basically told her mom that she found out Byrion was cheating and that she was devastated. Samiya's mom, Tanya, just assumed that it was a typical teenage argument between the two and that they would eventually work things out or just split amicably and go their separate ways. No sooner than the conversation ended, Byrion showed up at Samiya's home asking her to come outside. He was asking her to return a cell phone he bought for her, and he also wanted to discuss the fact that he knew she had been on the phone talking to another guy the night before. Samiya refused to go outside, so Byrion pushed his way into the home. With bloodshot red eyes, he began to confront Samiya. At that point, Samiya's mom, Tanya, is like, hold up. She told Byrion he had to leave, and she called out for her fiance, Cartez, to come escort him out the house. So Cartez comes out and begins ushering Byrion out of the house. But Byrion resisted, so the two started fighting and tussling in the kitchen. Cartez quickly overpowered him and put him out. As soon as they got out the door, Byrion pulls a weapon out and he shot Cartez. He then proceeds to make his way back inside the home, where he shoots and kills Samiya and her 9-year-old sister, Sinai. He then fires 2 shots at Samiya's mother, critically injuring her. Luckily, Samiya's 2 younger brothers who were home at the time of the attack were not injured, but they weren't left completely unscathed. They witnessed almost the entire ordeal. At one point, the oldest son recalls seeing his father crawl across the floor to protect his younger sister, Sinai, at which point Byrion pulled out a knife and began to stab Cortez to death. Because the oldest son was online playing his video game at the time of the attack, a lot of his online friends heard the entire ordeal, and they began calling 911. When police arrived, they found Cartez, Samiya, and Sinai dead. And Samiya's mom, Tanya, was just barely clinging to life. She was rushed to the hospital, and she miraculously survived. Fortunately, there were a lot of witnesses to the crime, so it didn't take long at all for police to arrest 17-year-old Byrion. Police charged him with 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted first-degree murder, home invasion, aggravated battery with a firearm, and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, to name a few of his charges.
That's right, Ravi. It was just a short while ago that the Will County coroner revealed that 2 of the 3 victims, including the alleged shooter's girlfriend, were shot not just once, but multiple times. The news compounding what has already been a difficult couple of days for this community that is struggling to come to terms not just with the loss, but the ages of those involved. A growing memorial sits in front of the Bolingbrook home where 3 family members were murdered Sunday night. School friends and perfect strangers alike stopping by with flowers and prayers.
And I felt I needed to come and say a prayer and drop a little teddy bear for the child.
This home, this family needs God's graces. This is horrific. It pains me as a father to see a child taken and children to have lost their parents. I want to ask for healing. This is senseless. And there's a young man who has just destroyed his life.
With prayer and song, relatives of the victims were lifted up by members of the Bolingbrook community. The impact of that horrific crime felt by more than just one family.
Amazing grace.
In community, they found solace, but days after the tragedy, answers remain elusive.
Why did this happen? What kind of world are we in where it's that kind of hate that you hurt the children?
Family members of Cartez Daniels, his 9-year-old daughter Sinai, and the daughter of his fiancée, 17-year-old Samiya Shelton-Tillman, were among those gathered at this vigil in Bolingbrook. Many here didn't know the family, but now struggle to find words.
I have children myself. I can't imagine.
Police say the family members were shot to death Sunday night in their home on Lee Lane. 17-year-old Byrion Montgomery has pleaded not guilty to multiple felonies, including first-degree murder. Relatives of 17-year-old Samiya say she and Montgomery had recently broken up.
I guess he ain't take that well. Never thought that we'll have to go through this right now. Never thought that that's the type of guy that'll do something like this to my family.
Also shot was Samiya's mother, who's now hospitalized in serious condition. Relatives say she survived by playing dead.
And she had to wake up with the realization that half of our children and the love of our life is gone.
The couple's 2 sons, ages 3 and 14, were in the home but unharmed. Relatives say they witnessed the shootings.
This story is what nightmares are made of. It's absolutely horrific. And to know that this is reality for this family, It's devastating on so many different levels, and there are so many unanswered questions. The first thought that comes to my mind is, who raised this boy? I know at 17 he knew right from wrong, but I can't help but wonder if his parents or guardians saw the signs of trouble. Did they know he was sick and twisted? All I can say is, parents, get in your child's business. And I mean all up in their business. Be nosy. Get in their head to find out what's really going on. And if you see that they're struggling with a breakup or other issues and you can't help them, get them some help. This 17-year-old boy was clearly struggling with some emotional issues, and I'm almost positive he had displayed signs of troubling behavior in the past. My heart truly goes out to this family. They did not deserve this. Breaking up with someone should not lead to the death of you or your family members. This is absolutely horrific. If you are in a domestic abuse relationship, please leave. Use the quickest, safest way possible. Young adults, please tell your parents or your guardians what's going on so that they can be prepared to protect you and themselves if necessary. And parents, do not take these situations lightly. Overreact and use caution. These domestic situations can get very dangerous. As always, loves, stay safe, and don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit the notification bell for future content.